Hey, I just got back from inside. I got my groceries and stuff. God, it is so hot. I was in and out of there. I grabbed what I needed to grab and I got the hell out. I mean, that's how I shop. I'm not really one to browse in a store. Now, I did go down the aisle of shame, and one thing about, am I gonna hit something? One thing about this Aldi right here, and a lot of them, it's not just this one. You know, on Wednesdays they put out the new stuff in the aisle of shame. They have new stuff there every Wednesday. This one I found, if you come by on Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, sometimes they'll already have a lot. They've already got a lot of it put out, the new stuff that's supposed to be put out. I was looking for one thing in particular. Starting tomorrow, they're gonna have these raised planters. Now they're not big. They're like 2 feet wide and they're not super tall or anything, but I wanted to get 3 or 4 of those raised planters and maybe put some little tomato plants or something in them. I want to grow some tomatoes or something in them. You know, just whatever. Thought I'd try growing a little bit of stuff and get my kids involved in it a little bit, you know. I have the dirt and everything for them, but they're $20 each, and it's just a raised planter. I think they come in green and gray or something like that, but I think they're like powder coated and they're supposed to be all weather not tomato planters, just these raised planters. Anyway, I was kind of hoping they already had them out, but they don't have them out yet. But they had put out a bunch of stuff, but they didn't have those ready to put out just yet. So I'll just come back here tomorrow and see if I can get some. $20 is not a bad deal for that. I mean, again, they're not big. They're not great big. You know, you want a big planter, you're going to pay out the ass unless you're going to make it yourself. And if you buy materials to make it yourself, you're going to pay out the ass. Just prepare to pay out the ass. But I wanted some to put on that concrete pad in my backyard. But I thought I'd come back on here and make a second video because I kind of feel like all I did in the last one was complain, and I feel bad. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm a little, sometimes I just get a little discouraged, like having this card hacked and having to deal with that. It just feels like such a violation too. Like if you've ever had your house broken into, and I've had my house broken into twice in my life. And it's such a horrible feeling to know that someone else came into your house and like touched your stuff and took your stuff. And it's just this horrible feeling. It's just terrible. It's like this feeling of violation that there was some stranger that just invited themselves in and, you know, pawed through your stuff. Just, ugh, I hate that feeling. And it wasn't quite that severe, you know, finding out that I had another card. Somebody trying to hack another one of my cards, like, damn it. And it just leaves me dealing with that and then having to deal with the insurance people with the dental stuff. I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with the world? I don't know. It's not all bad. It's not all bad. It's good. I wanted to tell you, I'll tell you a funny story. I'll tell you this story, and it's true. It really happened. And if I ever meet Will Smith, I already told my son, I said, if I ever saw him anywhere, I would pull him aside just to tell him this story, because it would be my only chance. I don't know if I ever told you this story, but my younger son, when he was he was probably about 10 years old, he really loved the movies Men in Black and Independence Day. He loved those movies, loved them. And it had Will Smith in them, you know, and he loved Will Smith in anything. Just thought it was awesome. And one day, I picked him up from school and we got home and he goes, Mom, I learned something today. Oh my gosh, you know Will Smith that's in Independence Day and Men in Black? I said, yeah. He goes, did you know he used to be a rapper? Did you know that? I said, really? I'm like straight faced, like, really? He goes, yeah, but it was a long time ago. Nobody even remembers that anymore. I don't know why. That was just so funny. And I've told my son since then, I said, if I ever have an opportunity, I'm going to tell him that. I don't know why I would ever have the opportunity, but I said, if I ever see Will Smith, you can bet, trust and believe, I am telling him that story. I don't care if it's embarrassing, I'm telling him. That's hilarious because I grew up listening to Will Smith. When I was like not much older than him, I remember hearing on the radio, parents just don't understand, and relating to that so much. Like, parents don't understand. I listen to that song now, it's like, yeah, okay, it's really actually sort of a dig at children and the ridiculous shit they do. They just don't understand. I crashed their car and they don't get it, man. They just don't understand. That was my jam back when I was like 13. Or how old was I when that song came out? I don't even know. I was born in 73, so I don't know. Well, I was 13 in 86. Maybe I was 13, 14, somewhere in there. But I remember my mom not liking it because it had the word hell in it. I was scared as hell. I said, I don't have a license, but I drive very well, officer. It had the word hell in it, and she didn't like me listening to that sort of thing. She, when I was in, oh my goodness, what grade was I in? When did Purple Rain come out? Because I loved Prince. I loved Prince when I was young. And when Purple Rain came out, I saved up some of my allowance from doing chores, and there was this girl on my bus, and she had that BMG. Remember BMG Music Service where you would get cassette tapes? And they would do this little thing where you get 11 cassettes or records for a penny, but it was you're agreeing to buy a whole shit ton of stuff, so it's not really a penny. You're gonna have to spend a lot of money anyway. But she had her parents got her that, and like her parents didn't give a shit what she listened to. And I asked her, I said, can you get Purple Rain? I will pay you for it. I can't buy it. My parents won't let me have it. Can you get Purple Rain? And she did. And she slipped it to me on the bus like it was a bag of cocaine or something. Like, do not tell anybody where you got this. I do not want to get in trouble. I'm not going to tell anybody. I think the statute of limitations has run out on it, so I can talk about it now. I won't use her name. I will protect her identity. This was back in the 80s. So she got Purple Rain for me. Oh my God, I was so excited. Like I had bought a little cheap boombox at Kmart with my money. I still remember it was $79 on sale. I bought it at Kmart with my money that I earned doing extra chores over the summer. And I think I had a little bit of birthday money mixed in there too. And I bought this little boombox, and it had a dual cassette thing on it, which was great because I could record music off the radio, which if you lived in the 80s, you remember recording songs off the radio. And I could record them off the radio and make like little mixtapes, like my little mixtapes. I could make cassette tapes with songs on there that I wanted. And then I could make copies for friends or whatever. And I would give them my little mixtapes of different songs and stuff. High-tech shit back in the 80s. And boy, I could not wait to listen to that tape. Oh my gosh, I was so excited. And I wanted to listen to it, and I did, and I got to listen to it a bit, but I got a little lazy with the tape because one day I left the case that the cassette tape comes in. I had left it out like on my bed or something, and my mom went in there in my room for something and saw it, and so I got busted for having that. And she had heard on the news, remember how there was the whole satanic panic back in the 80s about, hidden messages in music, and the devil was worshiping, or the devil was like whispering to you in these songs. And my mom had heard that, of course she had the song Darling Nikki on there, and she really felt that was inappropriate, but she also believed that there was like devil messages in these songs and stuff. So she saw the cover on my bed and she was furious. Like, I don't know where you got that. I don't know who got that for you. Because we didn't live within walking distance of any store, and the internet didn't exist. So, like, I don't know where you got it, because I wouldn't tell her. I did get a spanking for it, and I was grounded for like a month. And I had to do extra chores for no money for a very long time. And she destroyed the tape. She took it from me, and she destroyed it with a hammer and threw it away. I was devastated. She said, if I ever catch you listening to that garbage again, this punishment will look light. This will look like nothing. So I was very sad. I was mad at myself for leaving the case out like that. Like, man. And I would always listen to it with my headphones on, so I wouldn't run the risk of her hearing what I was listening to. And So, but as I got older, she kind of got involved in her own personal shit, and like she didn't really pay so much attention to me anymore, and things between my dad and me were bad. And I think she let me get away with a lot more when I was older because she felt bad for me, because my dad and I had no relationship and we still lived in the same house, and it was uncomfortable as hell. And so she knew I was sneaking out at night. I didn't know it at the time. She knew I was sneaking out. She knew I was coming back in the middle of the night, like on school nights. I would sneak out and go meet people and go drink and do other stuff. And she knew. She just let me do it because it was like, your life already sucks. I'm not going to make it worse. I guess she trusted me to not do anything too crazy, which I really didn't. I mean, I went out and got drunk and, maybe did some things I shouldn't have, but I survived. Everybody survived. So, yeah, I didn't experience, again, anyone destroying my music because they felt it was inappropriate until I was involved in the church, the cult, and they destroyed my John Denver CD and cracked it up right in front of me and threw it in the trash, and I cried, and it was terrible. But one thing that's great about my life is I can listen to whatever I damn well please. Nobody is going to tell me I can or can't. It's awesome. It's great. It's great being free from all that. It's wonderful. So anyway, that's all I got. I don't know. I just felt like coming back and saying a little bit more. I'm sitting in the parking lot at Lidl, and now I have to go in because they have the pizzas that my son likes. I told him I'd pick up some. So anyway, that's it for now. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon.